What's going on, guys? Jacob over here, coming with my reactions to the Packers versus the Broncos. The Packers won today, 27-16. They improved to 3-0 on the season. There were a lot of positives to take away from this game. There are also a few negatives to take away from this game, and I am going to say for the third week in a row, it was a very ugly win, but a win is a win, and the Packers are 3-0. They are undefeated, and that's really all that matters. The only thing that matters is how many wins and losses you got, and the Packers have 3 wins and 0 losses. But talking about some of the positives, the defense was very ball hawking today. The defense really swarmed over the football. They got an interception. They got 2 fumbles. Preston Smith had 3 sacks. Darius Smith and Rashawn Gary combined for 2 sacks. Overall, it was a really good day for the defense, I think. The only area of concern I would say is that they gave up 150 rushing yards, which was a concern after last week. It was kind of strange to watch that, actually. The Packers' defensive front had been so good this year, and they kind of got pushed around a little bit in this game, especially early in the game from the Broncos' offensive line. Later in the game, I think they did a much better job, but of course they were forced in more passing situations, the Broncos' offense. Joe Flacco is a mediocre NFL quarterback. I don't think he's horrendous, but I don't think he's a guy who, or at least he isn't anymore. He's not a guy who can go out and win you games just solely with his arm. So they were able to get a lot of pressure on him, and they forced takeaways at really big moments in the game. That Jair Alexander forced fumble and recovery, that was a very, very impressive player. And every single time I watch this guy play, I think all-pro more and more. He legitimately looks like a top 3 corner in the league to me. He's just all over the place. He's a guy that's always going to be wherever the ball is, and that's what I love about him, and always going to be there to make the big plays. But Preston Smith as well, I've been incredibly impressed by him. He was probably the free agent signing that I thought about the least, but so far he may have had the biggest impact of the 3. Obviously, Zadarius Smith, I think, is the better player, but Preston Smith, especially today with the forced fumble, the 3 sacks, he was all over Joe Flacco, and he was always getting pressure. I really love what I've seen from him early in the season. And Darnell Savage, how about him? He got his first NFL interception today. It was kind of a one thrown right to him. He did make a really nice catch on it, though. Got his hands underneath the football. But congratulations to him. Really happy that he got his first NFL interception today. Hopefully that's the first of many in a long career with the Green Bay Packers. Moving on over to the offensive side of the football. This is where the majority of the negatives lie, unfortunately. But, the defense has been able to make up for it so far, and that's the good thing. And you have to remember, it's the 3rd week of an entirely new offensive system. The Packers players are still learning it. Aaron Rodgers is still trying to grasp it. You just have to let them settle in. And it's been a really, really good thing that our defense has showed up the past 3 games to help us out in our time of need here. But Aaron Rodgers was okay today. He wasn't spectacular. He wasn't bad. He missed some throws. He made some really nice throws. It was a good enough performance to get the job done today, and that's all you need at this point in the season. So I'm not going to really throw any complaints over there. I know a lot of people really, really want to harp on Rodgers for missing a few throws here and there, but, the reality is he's not as good as he once was. We all know that. Today he was good enough to get the job done, and he will probably get better as the season goes on and he gets more comfortable in the offense. So the running game today was meh. Jamal Williams had some nice runs. He was actually pretty productive. Aaron Jones, not so much, even though he did have 2 touchdown runs. But, in a game that you expect the run to be a heavy factor with how much it was raining at Lambeau Field, the Packers really didn't do much in the running game. Of course, they were kind of forced into a lot of 2nd and long, 3rd and long situations because of, negative runs on 1st down. But, overall, they got the job done. The offense got the job done. They did good enough. And Marquez Valdes-Scantling, I also want to point out his performance. 6 catches, 99 yards, a touchdown. That was a very, very promising performance by the rookie, especially his touchdown catch in the first drive of the game from Rodgers on that free play. He needs to be the 2nd wide receiver on this team. He needs to step up and do it. And today, he stepped up and he had a really good performance. So kudos to him. And of course, I got to give shout out to J.K. Scott as well. He was phenomenal. He had that one punt that was so beautiful. I think it was in the third quarter, but man, he just boomed that thing, and it was raining hard, and the wind was blowing, and it was a nuclear bomb. I mean, it was so high and so far. I loved it. J.K. Scott might be a Pro Bowl punter this year with how good he's been. But overall, the defense played really well. Like I said, the only concern I have is the run defense. But I mean, if teams want to run and drain the clock down, you're not going to have performances like that every single week against them. And of course, they were down Montravis Adams today. Kingsley Keke made some had some snaps today. Yeah, he played some snaps today. But that's something that I'm sure is going to be very correctable for them. And of course, the turnovers were all there. The Packers defense was very takeover or turnover friendly today. They really were swarming the ball, and that's something I really, really liked. And overall, we're 3-0, and there's not really a whole lot of things to be complaining about at this point in the season. It's week 3. We've won all 3 games. I remember a lot of people thinking we'd be lucky to get out of the stretch at 1-2 or something like that. So 3-0, I'll take it. And we got the Eagles on Thursday night. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. What do you think of the Packers so far this season, and do you think the offense will improve? Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Next Thursday night, I'll have my reactions out to the Eagles versus Packers. I'll see you then. Go Pack, go.